Okay. Mm-mm-mm. And definitely my sleep patterns have definitely been off. Um, let's see what we got here. All right, there. Um, I'm trying to get out of a trade. Like I said, I had to be in this thing since Monday, and it's not letting me out. Okay, I'm out. Uh, Not a lot of profit, but just enough on that. You know, what did we do? Like about $25 on the XSP. Checking out the inventory here. Let me do something here. Let's see what we got here. Basically, just closing some trades. Hey, man, Hotep, man. Hey, yeah, I'm just doing a kind of a short live right now, just to kind of, just tightening up some positions and whatnot. So, so if you can't catch it, I'll just leave the recording up. Oops, can you hear me? Oops. Yeah. So what happened with non-farm payrolls? Um, so we're up a little bit. So let's see. Let's look at news. Not like news is going to be the do all say all, but it's just interesting to know and see what happened with. Yeah, I wanted to get out of that other trade at a little bit of a profit because again, the XSP I wanted to stay in until I wanted to be out. I said Monday at the latest, but since we had the profit today, and that was basically what the trade cost. I think was like 88, and we made about 25% of that. So and 25% after non-farm payrolls. I just want to get out of that trade. I don't want to stay too long. It was up more than that actually, but the market went down and I just couldn't get filled. So, so we'll take that 25% and walk away because the trade price was 88 and 25 of 80. So about, let's see, I wanted to get at least 50%, and I had that earlier this morning, but I got up late. It is what it is. Let's see what happened in non-farm payrolls, and because I really want to see just the nature of not like this is going to be a deal breaker, but let's see what happened. Okay, non-farm payrolls, hourly earnings goes up. That's the revision from last time. So it got revised down just a little bit. So it's basically, they forecasted hourly earnings to stay the same. It went up a little bit. Non-farm payrolls came in pretty bad. Wow, that's very bad. Wow. What was it revised from last time? Revised from, so that got revised down. So that is deflationary. I shouldn't say that's like disinflationary. Employment rate, unemployment rate stayed the same. Dang, non-farm payrolls look like it. I mean, that's just bad, bad. Wow. So it does. So the Fed does. It says Fed has room to cut. Look at that, 12,000. They were expecting 100. That's 1/10 of what they expected. That is what you want to see in an election. But funny thing is the markets are not responding like you thought it would. Let's go. Let's go to Fed Watch. So yeah, that's confirmed. You're going to see a cut in interest rates. You had that bullish inflation number yesterday. Now you have, for this cut, it's 100% chance they're going to cut 25 basis points. They're at 100% chance. That's what markets are telling you. 100% chance that they're going to cut 25% basis points on the Fed interest rate. You have let's see, let's do this. So we know that that's going to happen. Let's go. Let's go here. So yeah, we were able to take, so the SPX, what did we close it at? You know, it cost 88 cents XSP. Oops. XSP, I think it cost 88 cents. Let's see what it costs. I just had to get out of that trade. And I'm not, I mean, I got out $5 less than I wanted to. But hey, it is what it is. I just don't want to stay too long in a trade that, that clearly is I mean, the over the weekend would have been great to keep, but so 88, 116. So let's see, 8. Let's see, 16. That's 8. So what is that? Let's see. What did I fill it at? What did I fill it at? Okay, limit. So I filled it at 116. Yeah, so it really didn't get much profit on that at all. It's barely like $20. I mean, it was up quite a bit earlier today, but I think markets have settled back a little bit. But anyways, it's just one of those trades I just wanted to get out of. So we made a couple of bucks over commission. So like about $20, on that trade. SPX is up 44, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Let's see what EEM. Micron is. I mean, it's better. It's coming back in a little bit. The Micron VIX. What's our VIX? VIX. We're out on December 18th on the VIX. So I'm still kind of looking at that, being a little bullish in VIX. So, okay, let's go to we got VIX is a little bearish. Markets is a little bullish. Where are bonds? Bonds are down even more. Wow. Bonds are definitely taking a hit. Yeah, bonds took a hit. We're back to where we were at before Monday. We're back to, we're almost where we were at. And where's bonds? Hasn't been this low since July. So we're back. We're trading back where it was at in July. Barring this, this earlier this week. So we're kind of back where it was at this week, where it started. I think Tuesday. We're back where we were at Monday or Tuesday. So bonds basically trading back down to where it was at in July. In other words, it's interest rates are going up, yet Fed is still talking about cutting. Fed is still telling themselves about, in other words, they know that they're going to cut. Okay, that's a given. Interest rates are definitely, Fed is doing that, but the day after an election, which is quite interesting. I guess they're trying to do their best to try to help Kamala Harris at the last minute. Who knows? Anyways, let me see. Our deltas, SLV, this is the one I got to really be careful of. We're 19 deltas. So, and it's still, SLV is still steadily dropping. Let's see what we got here. 19 deltas, and it continues. We're at a place where it could actually turn around. So I'm not going to totally freak out. We are in that, that situation where I have to start thinking about tightening up my deltas. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Let's see where we are on this. Let's see where we are on that. All right. Yeah, I got to do it. We're already, yeah. So if I came down, I'm at 9. Let's see if I come down a couple of strikes. Let's see if we can bring that down to the 35. And even our deltas, because we're 19 deltas. If we came in, let's see what we got here. We're here. 5 delta, 5. Let's see. We went down to the 35. So yeah, let's tighten that one up. We're going to move that call down. Move it down a little bit. And I was going to roll it down to the 35. Let's see, get back. How many deltas can we get back? I don't want to get too crazy. Okay, that's 13-cent credit. And we're 5 deltas short. That's the 15. 19 deltas, then we're 9 deltas short. Yeah, now see, I mean, yeah. Let's see, let's get some of these deltas back. I don't like moving it too much because let's see, if we moved it down to the 34, and the 34 is at a 19, because I've done that, especially with silver and gold. 34, you know what? I'm gonna do that. I am gonna do that. I could move it down to the 24. That means there's a 48% chance that's gonna get touched. It'll give us 38 credit. I moved it to the 24 delta. And that's at 33. Let's see where the 33 is. If this thing has the ability to move $1.40, so $1.40 and the 33 be way up here. That's the 33, and it could get there. But you know what? We're getting paid for it. We are getting paid for it. So let's from 9 deltas. Let's see if we move this a little bit. Let's see what we got. The 19. Yeah, just to tighten it up a little bit. It's not a lot of credit, but I do want to tighten up those deltas because he is definitely, peeking down off the hill a little bit, and we're getting some deltas back. We're getting almost half our deltas back. So that one, yeah, I do want to get into that trade just to move it around a little bit. VIX, we're going to sit on our hands. The rest of the deltas are not killing us. Micron is a little better. It's not killing us. Trying to see anything else that we're good at. So yeah, so I'm not going to trip on SLV. I do want to XSP. We ended that trade, took that off. Let's see. Let me see what our. I just don't like staying in that. I was hoping for a little bit more in terms of profit, but it's like the Roach Motel. You don't want to stay in too long. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Let me just see. Let's see. There we go. Let me pin that so I can see exactly what minus commissions. minus commissions. Yeah, so we made about, so out of that we made, let's see, 0.28. See, so 28 divided by 116. So about 24% we made on that trade on the XSP. Just double check. Yeah, so we pulled in about 24%. That's not much, but it just tells you that and that was in a week. We were able to grab that. XSP, we got filled at 88. We sold it at 116. I really wanted to get it at 119, but I couldn't get it. The market was just moving too fast. So I lost 3 cents on that, or $3 on that. Overall, I was trying to get in. Hey, KW, good to see you. Overall, I was trying to get, I'll take 28%, but so 88 divided by 119. I was trying to get, oops, wait a minute. Oh, let's do that again. 88, oops, divided by 119. Yeah. Had we gotten the 119, why is this doing? No, because that shouldn't be. That's 0.73. That's 0.73. That would be 73%. No. Let's see. Yeah, basically just tightening up. Oops. Basically just tightening up positions there. Let's see. Just trying to, oops, man. I'm just trying to just basically get out of a few positions. I don't normally take new positions on a Friday, but I'm gonna look for some new ones there, KW. I'm just trying to see why 88%. I mean 16%. No. 116 is what percent? It's X of 88. Because that was what we got in. That's what we got in for. So see, let's do this again. We would have gotten I was trying to go 119. Oh, okay, here we go. I know why. 119. Oh man, for some odd reason I can't get this calculator to work. It's trying to see what minus 88. So yeah, so 31. I was trying to get, I was trying to get so 31, see, divided by 88. Yeah, I was trying to get, I would have gotten 35%, but I'll stick with 28%. I was trying to get out at 35, more than it was up there earlier, but again, this market moved kind of fast, and I had to feel it where I feel it because I don't want to stay in. So we would have gotten 35% on that trade, and that's not bad for like 2 days on that XSP, the calendar spread. But I really, really wanted to get out because I don't like to wait. I really want to get out of silver too, the silver trade. I mean, not get out. I want to adjust the strikes to even up our deltas on that. And there should be a lot of liquidity. There is a lot of liquidity. My thing is like, get me out. Well, there's not a lot of liquidity of the one of our working, but I'm trying to move that strike down to the 19 Delta because we're because this thing is moving. It's definitely moving. Volatility is helping us a little bit. The volatility crush is helping us, but it is moving, and so I do want to get out of that particular trade. Micron, I'm not really freaked out on Micron. That's moving around a little bit. Let me see. FXI, our deltas are cool. I normally don't take a lot of new positions on Fridays, but let's see if there's something out there. In terms of what I could. The XSP trade worked out pretty good. And that's per contract. I'm just doing one contract so you could actually see what's going on. That's not bad. 35% in 2 days. Or not, I should say 28%. I mean, it's not good. I wanted to get out higher, and I set my trade higher, but that market, they were not going to fill me. They knew I was desperate. I was desperate. I was like, let me get out right now. But that's not bad. 35% in 2 days. Look at Delta. I still want to see what's up with these airlines. Delta's looking good there, but let's see if there's any liquidity. The only thing is Delta's changed, which means Delta's volatility. Let's see where it went. Or Delta net change and volatility. American. Oh, Delta's up $2 in volatility, or 2% volatility. Let's look at the chart. Man, look at that. So Delta's, I mean, it's those airlines, man. I'm telling you. I was playing for a pullback, but again, when it pulls back, volatility would go up or go. It should go up, but it's actually going up on an up day. So that thing can move $3. If it can move $3 a day, let's see what happens. If it can move, let's set up our strangle. That's the first thing I set up to see. Okay, that's a 1420 delta, so we'll go 14. We'll go 1414 because that's closest to 16. So we'll go 1314 deltas on our strangle. We'd be getting 127. So we're not getting enough. We're getting like less than half of what I was looking for this trade. For $600, I would like to get at least 250, 260, and that's even less than half. We got pretty neutral delta. The gamma is going to kick us a little bit. 88% chance of 50%, 75% chance that this thing will expire and you will make a penny on the trade. At least a penny. Skews a little bit to the upside. Okay, if it went up there tomorrow, you'd lose 315. If it went down here, you'd lose 184. About 35%, 37%, I think. So anyways, and in terms of, so you would lose damn near half of the buying power up here. You would lose about 30% of your buying power there. Almost 30, yeah. A little bit over of your buying power there. So that's something that, a little bit less than 30%, like about 28%, 29% of your buying power there. So I wouldn't want to do that. I mean, just because you'll lose half your buying power if the market went up to the roof, and you would have to adjust your strikes. If it did go up there, you would be it's 131. Let's see how many deltas that would be up. So if it went 11 deltas up, you wanted to capture half of those deltas. You would go. Let's see from here. You would have to. Let's see. Let me get that put again. That 13 delta put. Let's see right there. To get those deltas back, if it moved up there, let's see, we would get 169. So you get about a good $40 that it would cost. You would get back about $40 if it moved up there. But it's not enough because you're down. You would be down again, you would be down. So you would get back, gosh, 40, about 1/7, of your less than 0.1, less than 12%. No, a little bit over. So about 13% you would get back 13% of that loss if you had to move that strike up because of your deltas. If I had to move that up, I would have to move it up. Let's see. Yeah, I would have to move it up. Say if I moved it 2 strikes. Yeah, so I would be getting back. So that's about 40, about another 40. Yeah, and that's an extreme in terms of my deltas. So I would probably get back about let's see 14% at the most. If this thing moved up, I would have to move that strike in order to get that. And the effect on the buying power is, again, it would definitely move your buying power effect down just a little bit, but it's not worth it. So I'm gonna just go ahead. That's a Delta Airlines trade. Let's see what we got on. Let's look at some more. Come on, silver, get me in. Now that yeah, markets telling me nope. Silver's still moving away from me. Uh, so we'll just sit on our hands and see what happens. I mean, it's not like extreme, but it's definitely I'm 20 deltas, so that's where you really want to start getting a little bit more. When it's up, when it's 15 or more deltas, you start looking at moving those strikes, and I really want to move this strike. But we'll sit and wait. I mean, we'll sit and wait and see what happens. Let's see. Let's go ahead and look at some other trades that have. Okay, let's see. IB rank, KRE. Thank God I didn't get into that KRE trade because the volatility just stayed up. It's up even more in terms of volatility. I remember I had that KRE trade I was trying to get into about a week or two ago, and if we went to KRE, uh, okay, yeah, we got out of that. We got out of that. Um, that was back in September. So I wanted to get. Let's get. That was something else. That was let's see the ones that didn't fill and that did get canceled. I was trying to get in at 120 credit for the December KRE, and it never did get filled. And 120, we'd only be up $5. Okay, that thing. I guess volatility never came down. We would only have. We would still be in that trade and would have only made $5.05 in that trade. We'd still be sitting on our hands because the markets have never really moved much on KRE. But the thing is the volatility is what we're not getting that volatility crush. So it really didn't, the day, couple days before we would have been scared because it was rising, but now volatility on that thing is just, you know, it's not, it's not moving and crushing the way that we think it would be beneficial to us. But I'm not going to freak. I didn't get in, so it is what it is. Patterson Utility, I've never heard of that. It fits all the criteria, but did they just have earnings? I think they probably just had earnings. I never will, I won't trade it because I've never heard of it. And I don't know it's, okay, so it doesn't have any earnings anytime soon. Might have had earnings this morning. Let's check. I don't know. No, the earnings was, I think this earnings was last week. So why is this thing, okay, it's going up there. I just want to see it's going up. I've never heard of this because I just want to see if it's liquid. Nope. It's not liquid. It does have dividends coming in, but it's not very liquid. This is $7 stock. No wonder. I'm just looking at it because it was in the wheelhouse of, there's no liquidity. So it wouldn't make sense even thinking about this trade. I was like, oh, this is interesting. It says it has high options volume, but that might be just because of the November options. XLF, 8123, 17 million contracts. Where we at over here? Remember, you just had non-farm payrolls. Again, that's ranging. It's not really doing, it hasn't moved like tremendously. Let's see what the skew is because I think there's going to be some downside skew. Maybe folks are thinking that this thing, let's see, that's 21 deltas. Let's go 16. Let's go deltas. It looks like it has almost equal skew. It's about equal on the skew. So let's go. Yeah, because this one on this is trading at 20. What is that? It's trading. There's a little bit of downside, just a hair bit downside. Excuse. Trading 23 here, 36 there. Implied volatility. Let's see, where's our implied? Implied volatility is trading in this at 17. So there is downside skew to it. But in terms of where our price is at, yeah, there's a little bit. There's one strike difference. So it's becoming more downside skew as I'm talking to you. And this, maybe folks think that XLF got a little ahead of itself and maybe they want it to go. Yeah. If you see that, you can see the downside skew. This one, if it went up to the upside tomorrow, you'd be down 91 bucks. If it went to the downside, no, actually it's upside. Let's see. If it jumped to the upside, it's 88 bucks to the upside. 81. So actually, no, it's a little bit upside skew to the upside. Okay. So it's about equal. I mean, it's damn near equal skew. Implied is a little bit more on that strike. But in terms of where, if it jumped to one side or the other, so you're pretty much equal. Getting 57 cents and $6.09 buying power, that is definitely not worth the trade. It's not worth it as a range. If we were to do that, I would take some of the, again, that would be a condor. A condor. So if we went 43, 40, let's see, 45. So let's bring that. If we brought it up there, that would be a 60% chance. So we would go 44. So that's $4 there, 50 to 54. See if there's any volume at all on these strikes, because King is volume. Barely have any volume on these. There's nothing, and there's nothing here, so you wouldn't get filled. You get 52 cents and $3.48. So it's not worth it. Not worth it. If we tighten up the strikes a little bit where there's volume, you get 99 cents of $5. Nope. That's not even worth thinking of because you're not getting paid for it. That IV index is only 23, so that's kind of telling you there's not going to be, even though the IV rank is up there, IV index of 23, it only went up 0.9, that percent volatility. So, that's out. What is this US Steel looking at? Yeah. I wonder what if does that, let's see, it shouldn't have earnings. Yeah, it doesn't have any earnings. So I think it already had it. Yeah, I think its earnings was, yeah, a couple days ago. Yesterday. Okay. So yesterday. Or is that 2 days ago? So anyways, US Steel is definitely ranging out from like its surge earlier. Let's see if there's any liquidity. Remember, King is liquidity, Queen is volatility. The volatility, it does fit our volatility criteria. Of volatility index is still up. If we looked at that, US Steel, or we could look at it here as a table, 79%, see a lot of volume, 79% IV rank, 56% ID index, and the strikes in and of themselves are in the 80%. So it definitely has the volatility, but doesn't have the liquidity. Let's go to the strangle, 16. We've only got 16 contracts there in that delta. Let's go to the strangle. Definitely has an upside skew to it. If we were to do this, we get 252 of 584. It's definitely giving us, it's paying us for it. It is definitely paying us for the problem. If we went to 14 deltas, still getting 230 of 586. It's paying us for the strangle. We are definitely getting paid for it. Let's see what kind of skewing we have. We were at 14 deltas here, 17 deltas here. Let me see if we moved it to 16, 17 deltas. 252 of 584. We are definitely getting paid for the trouble. Does this have downside skew? Do they think this thing is going to fall? Let's see. If this thing, let me get the contracts analyst per IV contract. If this thing, you had a lot of upside skew. If this thing went to the upside and just went, we'd be down 375. If it went there tomorrow, we'd be down 111. So this thing is definitely massively skewed, upside skew. So, so I mean, we could, let's see what would happen with 3 deltas. If I move this up, I'd be getting, and that's to the, let's see what delta is that. If I move that up a little bit, we'd be at, okay, we're there. Okay, it's a 16 delta. That's in that expected move. So this could easily, we're like right there at that. So at the 16 delta, 252. Let's see where our man in the mountain. Yeah, if that man in the mountain. I mean, we can move it back a little bit, but I mean, because we're trying to get him toward the center of the mountain. That's the key. It's to try to see if we did the 30 put. Let's go 31. Because we get 272 of 586. We're close. Our fence is closer here, so we could get, but we're long. We're only long one delta there. Okay, we'll keep it delta neutral. Even though that it's a gentler fall, it's just that this right here, that thing can move on you. U.S. Steel. Let's see. U.S. Steel has the ability to move $2.50. And that's what I'm looking at. $2.50 that this thing can move. It could easily get to 134 or to $34. And if it went down to the $34 from 38, remember 250, it could easily get down there in a couple days. So if we got to $34, could we be down? If we went from 38, that's $4, we'd be down about maybe 18, $19. Or 39. So if we went 39 and 443, we'd be down about, we would have to move this thing, these strikes. So if we did the 30-50 strangle in that, we would definitely be doing some managing. So the 30-50 strangle on that particular one, and then if it went up $4 to the 39, and we moved our 30 put in order to get those deltas back. So because it would go up, let me see how many deltas. If it went up, we would be losing. See if it went to the 39. I mean, not 30. Let's say 43. Excuse me. We would be okay. So we would have to get back at least 4 of those deltas. So we did that. Let's see. We were here. So 6. We would have to move this. We'd be getting some. We'd be getting paid for it. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put this in, but I'm gonna come in a little bit above the price and see if it'll fill me, because we're at 252, 250, 267. So I'm gonna see if it'll fill me up at a 255. And I might be just getting very cheap. I could possibly get more should that market want to get on us, move with us. Now, if I wanted protection and put the electric fence up, i.e. a condor, we could go 50-55 here, 30-25 here. We'd be getting 217. Wow. There's something wrong with that. 30-25. That's a $5. 50-55. You're getting almost $3 of credit. You're getting much more. 71%, 80. There's something wrong with this. Is that mispriced? You shouldn't be getting that much credit for a trade for 283 buying power. You should not be getting this much credit. There's something. Wow. 50-55. We're at 16 deltas. We're at the 16 deltas, 6 deltas, 30-25. That's an interesting look on this condor. There's something wrong with this. Okay. This doesn't make sense. So if we were here, we'd be down. Okay, if we got 118 up there, if we went down here, it would be down 14. Look at that upside craziness. They expect this thing to be moving to the upside. They definitely expect that because you get more room to the upside. This just doesn't make sense. The credit is at a 283. It's a 50-50, basically. Whereas I would expect 1/3 of the width, not 50%. I'd expect it to be, see, 30, 25. So that's $5 strike here. Okay, we're 17 deltas. This is 50, 55. There's a little bit of volume on that. Okay, I'm just going to do it. That's weird. I mean, that's a lot of credit. You're getting $2.17 credit on 283 debit. That's with 16 deltas, something's wrong. $3 a day in data. Hey, that's something's up with this trade. But I don't mind this. I'm gonna take that trade just to see. Maybe it'll get priced a little differently later. I'm just kind of like, I don't mind. It's just interesting. There's a pricing situation. So I'm doing something wrong, but I'm gonna do that. I was gonna do it as a strangle, but it just didn't make sense there for a minute. Let's go to seeing if there's anything else in there. Okay, the Wells Fargo 65.35. Wells Fargo. Is there any I mean, I'm just kind of thinking, why is that? Why am I getting that much credit? Interesting. Let's go to the 16 deltas. 14 is close. There's no volume. Well, there's volume. Let's go to the 15 delta here. I mean, it's not great volume, but there are contracts. One, you're only getting $1.06 out of 60. Oh no, I couldn't do that. If we did do that, if we went to the 60.55, if we were to do a Condor 70, 75, we'd be getting $1.36, a 364. So that gives us the width, a third the width of the strikes. Let's see where the skew is. If we did this, we would be going, if it went up there, we'd be down 50 some bucks. If it went down here, we'd be down 38 bucks. So yeah, there's a lot more to the upside. We'd be short. I mean, it's close, delta neutral, 80% chance of making at least 50%, 59% should this thing making a penny or more. I'd probably push this up. We've got a 136, 139, so maybe 2 cents. I always look at between the mid and the ultimate credit, the bid ask, and I try to put it up toward there just to see if it'll get filled. Normally it doesn't, because the mid price is the price that most folks are trading at. But I like to play it a little bit. It's just interesting. Should this thing go back a week in terms, let's see if there's any, so we're at 50, we're at $5, 50, it's a 60-70 strangle, basically, with $5 protection. So let's see if we went back a week from December 13th, let's go 122. We went back another week. So 109, that's going back 2 weeks. We're looking at 109, so let's go up 2 weeks. 135. So you'd be down, let's say, instead of 30, 26 bucks of a 135. In terms of percentage, you'd be, maybe 20% if you're lucky. Say 20% in 2 weeks is what you're looking at on this credit. I don't mind that. That XSP came out all right, for a couple of days. You did get paid for it. So you did get paid, 28%. I like that in less than a week. But on this, you'd be making 20% in 2 weeks, which means that, they're looking at that thing, volatility not crushing out of that. Maybe it's an election thing. This thing has a propensity to move $2.60. $2.60 of movement. If it went from 65, say is it around 65 right now? Say for 3.2, if it went down, say $3, you'd be down. Went down $3, you'd be down. Theoretically, you'd be down about 11. If it went to 68, you'd be down about almost 3 times that. So yeah, there is that risk to the upside. You're paying for it, but and I look at the steepness of this mountain. So it definitely, if it went up $3, you'd be down. No, actually about a little less than, I'd say you'd make it. What is that? A little less than 3 times the amount. So, $30, whatever. Downside. No, it's about the same. Wow, look at that. Look at that. So you'd be down basically the same. Wow, something just happened. Wow, Wells Fargo is okay. It just went and evened up a little bit. So, anyways, 135 or 365 credit. I'm not mad at it. Probability of profit is not my favorite because it's only 59%. So this would be a trade that's like, and a lot of that, look at your gamma, it's $4. That's because of the steepness of the hill. So you're paying, the gamma, you're paying for it. We are 2 deltas short. Let's look at that. So, I mean, if it were, let's see. I'm going to go to the upside and see if it'll fill me on that. I'm being a dick for a tick on this one, just to see what happens. I really am trying to get that silver trade filled. Where's our silver? Okay. Yeah, because the silver one I do want that trade. Let's see what else we got. All right. I mean, I don't normally do a lot of trading on Fridays, but I'm just like, hey, why not? Let's see. Yeah, so the silver deltas we're still getting hurt with our silver on the deltas. FXI delta, I mean, it's not scaring me too much, but it is moving a little bit. We're long, we're definitely long FXI deltas because it's been falling from when we first put it on. Not great. I mean, it's not terrible. The silver though, we do have to adjust that. We still have. I mean, how many days do we still have in this trade? 49 days. So it's not like the world's going to end. It's just that I'd like when it moves this early, this fast. I start thinking, yeah, I got to start addressing this thing. This is something that you want to really do something about. I'm just trying to get my credit. I'm at 23 cents credit. Okay, I won't be a dick for a tick. Just go to 22. Okay. I do want this though. So I'm gonna monitor this toward the end of the day. And because it's moved off the hill. And I don't like that. It has moved off the hill. That is not what I want to see. And there is volume on my strikes. I am getting volume for it. It's 4,000 contracts. The only thing I'm trying is to get out of the one that's only 41 contracts to buy one that's 40. So folks definitely think it's going to go back up a little bit, but but it definitely has that risk. Silver has been falling. Let's look at our chart. There you go. You see silver. We'll see if that area of demand where it fell right there, if it'll refill that little area of demand. We'll see. Not sure if it will, but we'll monitor that. Let's see if there's anything else we could put on and get into. I do like my airlines. American Airlines, where we at? I saw that earlier. Nikola. I never traded this. Never ever traded this. It's a $3 stock, but I'm just kind of curious what it looks like. Nikola. Because I mean that's what Tesla was, the Nikola killer. Yeah, I mean it never. This one is just it's a dead stock. But I'm just kind of curious what would happen. Is there any volume on it? Does anybody believe in it anymore? What's got weeklies? I'm looking to see if there's any puts to sell. You know, sell the $3 put. How much would you about 50 cents of 244? It's not really worth it because it's this thing can easily move on you. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, I'm gonna have to get running, and it's definitely something to take a look at. Just, I mean, it is what it is. It's not like the best of trades. It would be something that would be interesting. Anyways, good to see you there, KW. We did 33%. I mean, 28%. I was trying to go for the 35. It didn't happen, but we made 28% on the XSP. I was trying to get filled earlier, and today was a late start with everything. I got some repairs coming in. I got Braille class, the whole 9 yards. Anyways, KW, you take care. Hotep.